Synthetic voices and Vocaloid culture, Japan's pioneering role. Japan's leading role in the development of synthetic voices and Vocaloid culture has shaped not only a national entertainment phenomenon, but also catalyzed a global movement in virtual character-based music. The roots of this evolution can be traced back to Japan's long-standing affinity for animated characters and non-human entertainers, which laid the groundwork for the emergence of voice-based avatars. Starting in the 1990s with virtual characters in games such as Tokimeki Memorial, Japan began to explore emotionally resonant digital figures that bridged the gap between software and storytelling. This trajectory continued through the development of Kyoko Date, one of the earliest 3D virtual idols, and was fortified by a media environment already saturated with idol fandom, anime, and participatory fan practices. These foundations made Japan uniquely receptive to avatars that could sing, perform, and form parasocial bonds with audiences. Yamaha Corporation launched its synthetic voice project in 2000, internally named Project Daisy, with the ambition of creating realistic singing voices through software. By 2003, Yamaha unveiled its Vocaloid engine to the world at the Music Messe trade fair in Germany, presenting a novel interface where users could input melody and lyrics to generate synthetic singing. This marked the birth of the Vocaloid brand and laid the technical foundation for an entirely new genre of digital music creation. In 2004, the first commercial Vocaloid voice banks, Leon and Lola, English, and Miko, Japanese, were released, with Krypton Future Media playing a critical role in distributing and localizing the technology for Japan. These early efforts established a production tool that was accessible to amateur musicians, effectively democratizing vocal performance and turning software users into music creators. The turning point came in 2007 with the release of Hatsune Miku, developed by Krypton Future Media using Yamaha's Vocaloid 2 engine. More than just a voice bank, Hatsune Miku was designed as a full character, a 16-year-old, blue-haired girl with a futuristic, anime-inspired look and a voice sampled from actress Saki Fujita. Miku's design, combined with an open licensing policy for non-commercial content, encouraged fans to produce original music, videos, and art using her voice and image. Online platforms like Nico Nico Douga, Hue provided fertile ground for a thriving participatory culture in which users, often known as P-producers, collaboratively shaped Miku's identity and legacy. Songs like Miku Miku ni Shite Agaru, and Senbon Zakura became viral phenomena, solidifying Miku as a digital pop star entirely driven by fan creativity. This participatory ecosystem expanded rapidly between 2008 and 2010. Krypton added new characters like Kagami Rin and Len and Megurin Luca, broadening the vocal range and linguistic capabilities of the platform. Miku's popularity led to her first live concert performance in 2009 at Miku Fez, where she appeared as a hologram using rear projection technology. These concerts became immersive events blending live music, fan interaction, and high-tech stagecraft, culminating in the annual Magical Mirai Festival launched in 2013. Miku's ability to tour globally, beginning with a 2011 appearance at Anime Expo in Los Angeles, highlighted the cross-cultural appeal of synthetic voice avatars. The global audience expanded with the release of Vocaloid 3 and 4, which introduced multilingual support and more natural-sounding vocals, enabling collaborations across linguistic and geographic boundaries. The industrialization of Vocaloid culture was further marked by the entrance of commercial music labels. By 2014, major labels like Sony Music began signing Vocaloid producers, lending commercial legitimacy to what had originated as a grassroots, fan-driven movement. Technologically, Yamaha continued to refine the Vocaloid engine through successive versions, with Vocaloid 4 introducing more expressive capabilities such as growl synthesis and cross-voice bank blending. However, the rise of AI-driven voice synthesis platforms like CVO AI and Synthesizer V signaled a shift in the market. These systems utilized deep learning for more fluid and natural singing, prompting Krypton Future Media in 2020 to move away from Yamaha's Vocaloid engine entirely in favor of developing its own PeerPro Studio, reflecting a divergence between software-centric and character-centric development paths within synthetic voice culture. Japan's cultural infrastructure has been key to the success and resilience of Vocaloid and related synthetic voice technologies. The integration of avatars into everyday life, whether in mascots, anime characters, or virtual performers, is deeply embedded in Japanese media and consumer culture. The concept of a digital twin or virtual persona resonates with folkloric and contemporary narratives in Japan, making it a fertile ground for avatar-based entertainment. Fan practices, especially within otaku subcultures, emphasized active creation and co-authorship, turning passive consumers into engaged collaborators. This dynamic, coupled with technological innovation, ensured that Vocaloid characters were not simply tools but fully realized cultural icons. Hatsune Miku, in particular, has become emblematic of this fusion of technology and culture. As of 2024, she remains a globally recognized figure with appearances in anime, advertising, and international live events. The Miku Expo concert series has visited over 30 cities, and her songs continue to be covered, remixed, and distributed across platforms like TikTok, Spotify, and YouTube. Other virtual performers, such as Kizuna AI, who debuted in 2016 as a VTuber, expanded this ecosystem into real-time streaming, using motion capture and voice acting to deliver interactive performances. The VTuber industry, now populated by agencies like Hololive and Nyasanji, owes much of its structure and appeal to the pathways forged by Vocaloid culture. Technological developments continue to push the boundaries of voice-based virtual characters. From concatenative synthesis to deep neural voice models, the tools behind synthetic singing have evolved to deliver increasingly realistic and expressive performances. Avatar platforms have also benefited from advances in facial tracking, puppeteering, and VR environments, allowing digital humans to respond dynamically in real time. The integration of Vocaloid voices into platforms like VR chat and mobile apps suggests that synthetic voices are becoming ubiquitous components of digital life. Japan's ongoing exploration of AI companions and digital doubles underscores its commitment to refining and expanding the role of virtual beings in everyday society. In conclusion, Japan's pioneering efforts in developing synthetic voices and integrating them into a culturally resonant avatar ecosystem have redefined the relationship between humans and digital performers. From Yamaha's early voice synthesis experiments to Krypton's character-driven platforms and the global success of Hatsune Miku, Japan has built a multifaceted, participatory entertainment culture centered around voice-based virtual characters. This legacy not only anchors Japan's place in the history of virtual music but also continues to influence global approaches to digital identity, performance, and creativity.